Steve Saradnik was a two-sport athlete at Natick High School, playing basketball and baseball. In basketball, Steve Saradnik was a member of the team his senior year that finished with a record of 16 wins and only 4 losses, one of which was a heartbreaking loss to Melrose by 2 points in the quarterfinals of the Tech Tourney. It was in baseball that Steve Saradnik had a Hall of Fame career. As a first-year varsity player his sophomore year, he was the starting first baseman, and halfway through the season was 16 for 32 at the plate, or a .500 batting average, with a double, 4 triples, a home run, and 12 RBI. Steve Saradnik finished the season leading Natick in hitting, with an average in Bay State League games of .470. Overall, he completed his sophomore year going 28 for 63, or .444 overall batting average. For his efforts, Steve Saradnik was voted team MVP. In his junior year, Steve Saradnik was the starting second baseman and led Natick to the Bay State League championship with a record of 16 wins and only 3 losses. In the postseason tournament, Natick lost in the state semifinals for an overall record of 19 wins and 4 losses, a school record 4 wins. Steve Saradnik led the team in hitting again with a .421 batting average. In his senior year, while serving as captain, Steve Saradnik led Natick in hitting with a .517 overall batting average, which included 4 doubles, 3 triples, 4 home runs, and 28 RBI. He won the Bay State League batting title with a .546 average. Once again, Steve Saradnik was voted team MVP, and as a student was a member of the senior executive board. For his Natick High School baseball career, Steve Saradnik was a Boston Globe All-Scholastic, the Record American Sunday Advertiser All-Scholastic, 2-time Boston Traveler All-Scholastic, and 3-time Boston Herald All-Scholastic. 2016 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1964, Steve Saradnik.
Never used a hand mic before. This is very nice. This is very impressive. But we'll take a little change. Vi, can you hear me, Vi? Okay, I'm old enough to call you Vi, is that all right? Okay, good. Mr. Tooney from over here, this is my class. So we look at the inductees tonight, and it goes in this way. Eisenhower, JFK, LBJ, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, and Obama. That's the presidential span of the class of 2016. 60 years of Natick's athletes and coaches we are honoring this evening. As my 4.5-year-old grandson Benjamin would say, how cool is that? Congratulations to the class of 2016 for all that they have accomplished. And so long ago and far away, because I look at those pictures that were behind on the screen, I hadn't seen those in years. It's a lifetime ago for me. 61 years ago, to be exact, was the first time I stepped foot on the playing fields in Natick as an 8-year-old kid. A recent transplant from Brooklyn, New York, where one was either a Yankees fan or a Dodgers fan, and nobody cared about the Giants, who were the odd team out during the heyday of New York baseball. I grew up a Yankees fan, and as luck would have it, when we moved to Natick, I played 5 years on the Yankees Little League team. To this day, if the Sox don't make it to the playoffs, I root for the Yankees. Hard to believe, as I now try to put this evening into perspective. To me, it's a bit surreal to be honored for athletic feats that took place so many years ago. I've been absolutely thrilled and honored ever since I was notified of this award earlier this year. I'd also like to congratulate and thank Kurt Buschenfeld and all of the Hall of Fame committee for their hard work and dedication and continued success in the years ahead. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Billy Pettingill, sorry Billy, who is the reason I'm here tonight, and of course John Carroll, who is coach, mentor, and friend, not only to Billy and I, but to many of us, and many of us are here tonight. I would like to thank and congratulate all the coaches and the vast army of volunteers throughout the Natick system, for without their help and expertise, the teams that are and have been fielded at every level would not have been as successful as they have been over these many years. Ever since I was a kid, Natick always set the standard of excellence other towns would try to emulate, and that continues today. Regardless of the school's mascot, we are still the home of champions. So far be it from me to bore you with what we had during the 50s and 60s. It was for us a combination of Ozzie and Harriet, Leave It to Beaver, and Happy Days. So I won't mention that we could cross Route 9 easily without getting hit. There was no guardrail. I will not tell you that Jones's Drugs had a soda fountain. Coke syrup was poured into the pump container, 2 pumps into a glass, soda water, vanilla syrup, ice, and voila, the perfect drink after a long practice. Summer day camps at most of the elementary schools, arts and crafts and ball teams playing other elementary schools throughout the summer. And I surely will not tell you about the sewer beds, at least we call them sewer beds, where the Natick Mall is located today. Happy shopping. And where the Hampton Inn was a drive-in theater. And on a nice, warm summer's evening, if the wind blew just in the right direction, the popcorn tasted a wee bit strange. And the eternal cry of the Red Sox fan in those years, we all know it, right? Wait till next year, as their heroes slip further and further from contention, even though it was only the beginning of May. So each one of us here tonight has memories, and each one of us can say that they grew up in the best of decades. And we're all right. It was the best of times. Many of us played a variety of sports as we grew up. I played organized hockey until I realized I'd be warmer if I played inside a game called basketball. And so I did. But baseball was my first love. Soccer is the world's sport, which was limited to private schools and some colleges, and we didn't have the opportunity to play that. While American football today has taken some of baseball's luster away, but baseball is America's past, its present, its future. It's a game of statistics and legends and myths, and it ain't easy. What other sport would induct someone into a Hall of Fame for failing 65% of the time? Mickey Mantle put it all into perspective when he said, "During my 18 years, I came to bat 10,000 times. I struck out 1,700 times and walked maybe 1,800 times. You figure a ball player will average about 500 at-bats a season. That means," Mantle said, "I played 7 years without ever hitting a ball." Baseball is a team sport. It's played by 9 individuals. Mother, apple pie, and not Chevrolet as the commercial once told us, but baseball. There have been more movies made about the game than any other sport, with boxing the only possible exception. We understood baseball's verbal reality as Robert Redford hit the cover off the ball in The Natural. We all remember the home run in Bull Durham that was hit so high and so far, it should have had a stewardess on board. And then, of course, there was the Field of Dreams. So what has changed since I played? Not much. That's debatable. But the game has changed. The designated hitter, the use of pitchers is different, the strategies, the players are bigger, stronger, faster. But the game itself is unchanged. The game itself is timeless. Visit any Natick High game in the spring, remove the iPods, the cell phones, and the radar guns, and watch the younger kids play tag. Still other kids play catch and pretend they've made the game-winning play, while the stands fill up and the field is ringed with fans, bundled up in the New England spring, but there nonetheless. Today, it is a scene as much a Norman Rockwell painting as when I played. It's the first game we play with our children, a game of catch. Cross those white lines, and we immediately go back in time. Once every summer, I meet with a former Chatham teammate, Big Ed, and other former teammates who may be in town at Veterans Field in Chatham, which holds so many of our memories. We meet around 10 in the morning, coffee in hand, sit in the stands, and for the next 3 hours, catch up with life and reminisce. We go back in time. I've gone back in time tonight, and it's been a thrill. In 1846, Walt Whitman wrote, "In our sundown preambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base. A certain game of ball, let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our closed rooms. The game of ball is glorious." As shoeless Joe Jackson in the Field of Dreams turns to Ray Kinsella, played by Kevin Costner, he asks, "Is this heaven?" "No," Costner replies, "it's Iowa." For me, for my teammates, for those being honored this evening, heaven to us were the arenas, the pools, the track venues, the courts, and all the playing fields. Heaven to us was playing in and for the town we call Natick. Thank you.